If I said people in your office were wasting 1 to 2 hours every day on something, what do you think that something would be?
Instagram?
Good guess, but wrong. It's looking for documents. According to studies, the average office worker spends 1 to 2 hours every day looking for information.
And I would guess that as we create more and more files on our computers, that's only going to get worse.
That's exactly right, which is why it's so important to have a good system for managing your electronic files.
In this Brain Bites mini course, we're going to talk about the best practices you can use to make your filing system easy to browse and easy to search.
Let's say you create a document detailing the company's paid and unpaid holiday schedule for next year. You spend hours putting the document together and making it look nice, and then you go to save it. What should you call it, and where should you save it?
The day you save the document, of course you remember the name and where you put it. But what about if weeks go by and you need to refer back to the document? Will you still remember what you called it so you'll be able to find it? What about other people who need access to it? Will they be able to find it as well?
A good file management system will make it easier for you or anyone else to browse through and search for the electronic files in your system.
In this course, we're going to look at recommended ways to name your files and your folders. We'll also look at some tips on using search on your Windows PC or Mac.
Keep in mind, though, that your company may have specific guidelines on where to save your documents and how to name them. If something we recommend goes against your company's rules, then listen to your company and not to us. We won't take it personally.
Speaking of companies, many businesses have moved file storage to the cloud. Will the advice we're giving in this course work for organizing files in Dropbox, OneDrive, Google Drive, SharePoint, or similar cloud services?
For the most part, yes. Some cloud services have additional restrictions, though, such as limiting file names to 128 characters instead of 250, or not allowing characters such as hashtag or ampersand in file names. Except for those minor things, these best practices still apply.
Something to think about is if your company does give you access to a cloud service like Dropbox or even a shared cloud location, you'll want to notice where you can store your files.
You could save to your local computer, in your Documents folder, or on the desktop.
It's considered better to save things in your Documents folder rather than your desktop. Also, if you do choose to save somewhere other than Documents or the desktop, your files may not get backed up and may not be easily searchable. So, as a general rule, it's not a good idea to save things elsewhere on your local drive. Also, files on your local computer are hard to share with other people.
Saving files on your local computer also means they are vulnerable to being lost if your computer is damaged, lost, or infected with ransomware. But if you're away from your office network and don't have a reliable internet connection, then saving locally can be best.
If your company has a shared file location, then it's a good idea to save any business-related files in that location. That way, they can be shared if needed, but only with others inside the company. Saving files to the cloud also means they will be backed up with the rest of the organization's files.
Secure cloud services such as Dropbox, OneDrive, SharePoint, and Google Drive are often the best choices for saving your files. They are automatically backed up and make it easy to share files with other people both inside and outside of the company, and they're accessible even when you're away from the office.
But just because you might have several different places where you could save your files doesn't mean you should save them in different places. It will be easier for you to find files in the future if you limit the number of places you're saving to.
Again, our goal with this course is to help you make your files easy to browse through and easy to search. In the next lesson, we're going to look at the best practices for how to name your files.